Hello and welcome back to my channel. This week I'm showing you what to do with jackfruit. I'm using the new Trader Joe's barbecue jackfruit, but if you don't have access to that, you can just use jackfruit from a can and mix it with your favorite barbecue sauce. And this is what jackfruit actually looks like. According to Healthline, it is the largest tree fruit in the world and can reach up to 80 pounds. So, what do you make with jackfruit? First, we're going to start with opening the package and moving it into a bowl. If you have canned jackfruit, you're going to need to drain the brine first. You can see as I take it out of the package that it looks meaty like pulled pork, but when it's canned, you'll have more chunks, so you just need to break those up to get the same textures that you see here. And the first recipe is sliders and slaw. So I'm just putting out all the ingredients that I'm going to be using in this recipe, and everything will be listed down below. So I'm going to start by taking the slider buns and the jackfruit, and we don't want to forget the pepper jack cheese. And I'm spraying a nonstick pan with some avocado oil just so I can toast my slider buns. And then I'm just going to heat up the jackfruit in a frying pan. And I separated mine into portions just to make it easier to put on the sliders, and then I just topped it with the pepper jack cheese. And while that melts, we're going to go ahead and make the slaw. I just got a slaw mix from the grocery store. If you don't have that, it's just usually cabbage and carrots. And then I'm using a mix of sour cream and mayonnaise, and then a little bit of apple cider vinegar, some salt and pepper, and then some sweetener. You can use cane sugar. I used monk fruit sweetener and I felt like it worked totally fine, but cane sugar works great too. And then you just want to mix all of that together. And then I realized I wanted to add some pickles. I was going to add some pickles to the sliders anyways, and I just realized I could add them into the slaw, and I think it worked pretty well. And once your buns are toasted and your cheese is melted, you can just go ahead and plate everything. So I just put the barbecue jackfruit with pepper jack cheese, and then I topped it with the slaw we made, and just put the tiny buns on top. And that's it. You just have your barbecue jackfruit sliders. Next up, we're making a quesadilla. So we are going to start with taking our jackfruit, our bell pepper, some pepper jack, and our tortillas. So I'm just heating a pan on medium-high heat, and I'm spraying it with that same avocado oil that I used before. I just put the bottom tortilla in the pan, and I'm layering on the jackfruit. And then I'm adding the bell pepper. You can saute the bell pepper prior to adding it into the quesadilla if you want. I actually like having it raw because it does cook down, but it also keeps kind of a refreshing crunch. And then as much cheese as you can fit is definitely recommended, even more than I put, because who doesn't love cheese? And then we're just gonna top that with the other tortilla, and once that's cooked down, you're gonna go ahead and very carefully flip it, which was so nerve-wracking. I only lost a little bit. I did use corn tortillas, which I think made this process just 10 times harder because they weren't as pliable. While that finishes cooking, I am just putting some hot sauce with some sour cream, and we're gonna use that to dip the quesadilla. So now that that is done browning and melting in the pan, I'm just going to take that out and then cut it up into some bite-sized pieces. And then you can go ahead and plate it. This one was super tasty, but definitely recommend using a flour tortilla. If you don't have a flour tortilla like me, if you wrap corn tortillas in a wet paper towel and microwave them, it does make them a little bit more pliable. And the next recipe is baked mac and cheese. I'm just taking some mac and cheese that is either pre-cooked or leftover and adding it to a baking dish, and then I'm mixing it in with some of that jackfruit and topping that with some pepper jack and some breadcrumbs, and I'm just evening it out, and then I'm gonna bake it in the oven for really only between 5 to 10 minutes on broil. Just want to melt the pepper jack and get the breadcrumbs a little crispy. Next recipe is a rice and greens bowl. The best part about this one is that it's totally customizable. You can pretty much add whatever you want to make a jackfruit bowl. So I'm adding some spinach and about a cup of cooked brown rice, some of the jackfruit, some of those bell peppers, some parsley, some lime, and I'm using that spicy sour cream as a dressing. And the last recipe are taquitos. So I am taking some sour cream and cream cheese and then some of that pepper jack and just adding both of those to a bowl. And then I'm taking some of the jackfruit and I'm just mixing all of that together until it turns this lighter color. And you just want to go ahead and put them into your tortillas. I'm going to make sure not to overstuff them, otherwise the filling will fall out when you try to roll it or when you cook it. And then once all of those are rolled up, I'm just putting them into a pan on medium-high heat with some cooking spray and toasting them so that way they seal tight. And then I'm serving mine with a side of some lime and some ranch. And that's it. All you have to do is plate them up, serve, and enjoy. I hope you liked these recipe ideas, and can you believe they were all vegetarian? Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more food content. Comment down below which recipe was your favorite, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye!